evening. Wasn't Sophie good? Gee whiz. My name is Vince Mitchell. Fantastic to be here. Cameron, apparently, has said he's going to measure happiness. And I was a bit intrigued by that, because I do market research, right? And we like to keep our measures simple, like A, B, C. So A is for affect, so it's about how happy do you feel. B is for behaviour, so what act do you do when you're happy. And C is for cognition, so how do you know it? So I thought we'd have a little bit of a national clapometer. That's how we're going to measure it. So I want you to start thinking, and by the way, where's Catherine? Yeah, it's not the type of clap that you measure Catherine in. We're not talking about that kind of clap. So it's a national measure we're going to do. We're going to practice it now. And it goes like this. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Join in if you want. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Right, so I'm not going to talk about that too much, because I'm going to get into the myths of happiness. And the first myth is that happiness is a destination. You know, a bit like Benidorm, or a bit like getting married, or getting a new car, something like that. And actually, research tells us that actually only about 10% of happiness comes from having things. This is my Christmas list, by the way. It always carry around. In fact, I'm thinking about getting one of those catheter things from Catherine earlier, because they seem last on my Christmas list. The first thing about happiness is that we all know that money can't buy happiness. However, it can rent it. And we're going around renting it all the time, right? So that week in Benidorm, all-inclusive, that's renting happiness. That 3D TV, we're going to buy for Christmas, that's renting happiness. Or, if you're like me, my happiness gets rented in a half-pint glass. So, cheers everybody, Merry Christmas. Other people think that marriage is a destination. Now, people say that a man doesn't know what happiness is until he gets married. And then it's too late, apparently. But no, there is actually a lot of research on this. And men, I think, are different from women, because women, I think, are looking for quality when it comes to marriage, whereas men are quite happy with a bit of quantity. And this actually, no, seriously, this starts at quite an early age. So last week I was at a wedding, and I sent my little nephew. I said, so how many women can a man marry? And he said, 16. 16? 16, how do you get that? He said, oh, it's easy, like the man in the frock said. 4 richer, 4 poorer, 4 better and 4 worse. But seriously, there is actually a formula for a successful marriage. It's called the Gottman Ratio. Now, for those of you who don't know about this, here's a little Christmas present for you. Because in order to keep a marriage or a relationship on the straight and narrow, you've got to have 5 times more positive interactions than negative ones. Right, so you can imagine if we all start doing this. So what we're going to have is we're going to have couples that are going to become these emotional accountants. They're going to have a little ledger on the fridge, and we've got little smiley fridge magnets that we put on every day, and we're going to have a his and hers column, and or it could be his and his, that's fine as well, and or it could be a hers and hers column. That's for those ladies who've decided that if they're going to live with a selfish animal for the rest of their life, they may as well be a cat. And I think there are a couple of problems with this. The first thing is I think women would be much more accurate than men. Men are going to be, by day 3, they're going to be going, oh shit, I can't remember what the last 3 days have been about. Interactions. Why don't I just peek and see how many she's put on and add a couple? That'll do, won't it? So I think that's the first. And the second problem is about auditing. I think auditing is going to raise a few issues. So you get up in the morning and you think, make breakfast, run a bath, set out your nice kind of the papers and kind of. Now I look in the fridge and that's one smiley face. In my head, it's 3 smiley faces, all right? But I think the major problem with this is that men are going to see this as more of a current account as opposed to a savings account. What I mean by that is they're going to get to the end of the week and going to think, I've got 10 smiley faces. I'm going to go and spend those. Friday night down with the lads. Hey, we'll do it. So, 10%, as I say, 10% comes from having things. Now, why is that? Why does 10% of our happiness come from having things? Well, one of the things is that Benidorm Bender, or that Christmas 3D TV must-have, actually makes you happy, but it only makes you happy for a while, because you become used to it. And that's called hedonic adaptation. Now, we've been doing a bit of research on this, and we've been looking at how you can stop that happening. And it's quite useful for you to be able to apply that at Christmas. So, if you've got any nephews and nieces or any children, you can apply this little formula that we've been looking at. So you've got 100 quid to spend on one of them. Rather than spend it on the latest Halo Reach Xbox game from Argos, right, what you've got to do is you've got to divide it up into 10 smaller, cheaper thrills. Like a feathers and tiara dressing up set, right? And the value there comes from watching your brother when he sees his 10-year-old son opening it, and we won't take it off for the rest of Christmas Day. Or you could take £10 and go to Poundland, right, where you can get yet another scraper for the car, or you can get a Christmas Kit Kat shaped like a father's Christmas cloth. Or you could take £1 and go into the Pick and Mix. And there you could buy 5 gob stoppers, 4 cola bottles, 3 pink mice, 2 chocolate tools, and a partridge-shaped misshape. So, the final myth I want to talk about, and that is the myth that you either have it or you don't. And this goes back to one of those friends that we want to ditch. Because research suggests that 50% of our happiness actually comes from our parents. So if your bottom lip is so far out you could land an A380 on it, blame your parents. It's all their fault. So your cup is either half empty or half full because of them. And we all know those people, even if they've got a little dummy tass of coffee, and admittedly they start with not very much. But they come to London, they get a great job, start partying, having a great life, few holidays, nice get house. Suddenly they're drinking these fuck-off, huge, fantastic gingerbread lattes with extra squirty cream, and the cup is still half empty. Trying to make them happy is like trying to make them taller. It's the parents' fault, right? So, I'm going to leave you now with my little Christmas gift to you, and that is the 3 secrets of happiness. First is gratitude. So I'd like to say on behalf of all the performers tonight, thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience and laughing at the right places. Second, is forgiveness. Which, if your parents gave you a cup that was always half empty, please forgive them. And finally, it's about thoughtful reflection. Like Ingrid Bergman's thought on happiness. She said, happiness is basically just good health and a poor memory. I wish you lots of both of those for the festive season. Thank you and good night.